இந்த பகுதியை உங்களுக்கு வழங்குபவர்கள்
வால்பாறை வரதன் ரிசார்ட். சுற்றுலா பயணிகளுக்கு ஒரு அரிய வாய்ப்பு. இனிமையாக பொழுதுபோக்க வேண்டுமா? அனைத்து வசதிகளுடன் இயங்கும் வால்பாறை வரதன் ரிசார்ட்டுக்கு வாங்க. குதூகலத்துடன் கொண்டாடிட்டு போங்க.
Major highlights first. First time both the boats put together have crossed 100 billion tons. Then operational income of both the boats is more than 1,000 crores. This is the milestone we achieved last year itself, but now we have exceeded it by around 200 crores. We continue to improve our existing infrastructure, which will be clear in the presentation, and we also keep on adding to our infrastructure. And as you will note, which I had mentioned last time also, as far as Kamarajar is concerned, we keep on adding capacity, as far as and also improving connectivity. As far as Chennai port is concerned, we mainly focus on improved connectivity, improved storage, etc. Because capacity part we are focusing mainly in Kamarajar. So we have spent more than 350 crores of our own money in both the ports together in our infrastructure, upgradation and construction. Apart from this, around 245 crores has been spent by us in PPP captive mode in Kamarajar. As you know that Kamarajar port is mainly a landlord port where we are focusing on PPP. So 245 crores during last year has been spent by Indian Oil Corporation Limited to complete a captive jetty, which is now ready for inauguration. So totally, if you see, we have done around 595 crores of capital expenditure in both the ports put together. Next slide, please. Now we come to the operational performance. So this is this pie chart indicates that both ports put together how much they have done. 54.96 in Chennai port, which is its highest ever for since we stopped doing coal and iron ore. And that is, I can say, for last 15 years. And Kamarajar port, it is highest ever. It's almost now touching 50, so 48.41 million metric tons. Next slide, please. This is the cargo profile. Both ports cater to their own segments. So as we are all aware that Chennai port is the second biggest container major port. In container, the biggest major port is JNPA, Jawaharlal Nehru Port Authority at Bombay, Nhava Sheva, and second biggest is Chennai. Whereas Kamarajar port is the energy port of this part of the country. So you can see around 57% is dry bulk, of which biggest will be coal. We are supplying power today to around 4,100 megawatts of thermal plants. And apart from coal, we are also handling petrol, diesel, LPG. That is what is mainly coming in the liquid bulk. A small quantity of chemicals will be there. So you can see almost 67-68% of cargo in Kamarajar port is energy. So it is the energy port of this part of the country. And as you can also see that Kamarajar port, it came into containers only few years ago, and now more than 1/4 of the cargo is from containers there also. And very soon we are starting the phase 2 of our container terminal here. In fact, the appointed date is already declared as 1st April, and it has to be completed in 20 months. Parallelly, we have also started looking at what we will do further 1 kilometer, but that is into the future. When we look at liquid bulk in Chennai port, it is mainly that we are handling crude for CPCL refinery, and some of the products are also exported like naphtha for them. And apart from that, we also do edible oil, which is a good quantity that we are doing, and some exports in the country. And dry bulk are basically minerals, etc. As far as jetty is concerned, we are doing barites and some other minerals. Next slide. This is how it has grown. So our target this time set by the ministry was 6%, and we are happy to say that both the ports have exceeded that target. and Chennai port 6.5% growth, and Kamarajar port 6.9% growth. Overall, it is 6.7%. Next slide, please. These are some of the achievements in our operational performance. So as we indicated that after we stopped handling coal and iron ore, this is our highest cargo in last 15 years. Then, since we started doing containers, we handled the highest numbers, 1.8 lakh TEUs in December 24. And as some of you will be aware, we have done a parking plaza recently. We have office. And because of that, because we are able to take in containers fast and park them there, we did the highest single day. Normally it used to be around 4,000, 4,500. We could do up to 6,256 trailers in a day. Once it stabilizes completely, we are hoping that the traffic issues will be completely a thing of the past. As far as Kamarajar port is concerned, our highest cargo throughput ever since it started operation in June 2001. And again, there also in the last month, we had our highest ever monthly cargo of 4.58 million metric tons. And we have handled 1,110 number of vessels there, which is the highest ever again in the history of Kamarajar. Next slide, please. Now we come to the financial performance. Next slide. This is the financial performance indicator of Chennai port. So as you can see that we had operating income of more than 1,000 crores, and we have indicated the figures for expenditure and surplus, financial income, financial expenditure. Net surplus is 80 crores. Now some of you may feel that it is less than last year's net surplus of 201 crores. So we have been consistently doing well, some 116 crores, then 158 crores, then 201 crores. So you will feel that this 80 is less, but we will explain to you the reason. Because much more than 100 crores we have spent on our back wage arrears and pension arrears. That figures will be indicated. And for the last few years, this is our highest capex of Chennai. We have done around 147 crores. Next slide, please. Now we come to Kamarajar port. Here again, we have earned highest ever profit after tax of 545 crores. And as I had indicated, our own capex is 201 crores. And our PPP capex, which is into IOCL captive jetty, is 249 crores. And as you can see, our operating ratio is quite well. Previous slide. Now here, if you see the operating ratio, this is, if I remember correctly, best ever for last 24-25 years. That also will be covered. Next slide. Next. The arrears, and towards the arrears, we have paid, if we look at wage arrears, we have to pay around 168 crores. We have already paid 72.30 crores. To be honest, we were ready to pay even the balance also, but there was a request, which was a very genuine request, that we would like to take it next year. The unions have represented, so that the income tax outgo is limited for them. This is not tax avoidance, this is tax planning. So we also agree to that because this was a very genuine tax planning by them. As far as pension arrears are concerned, it is total we have to pay 157 crores. We have already paid 50 crores, and now we will be releasing 102 crores. We plan to do it on 30th April 2025. So total balance to be paid is 202 crores, and what we have already paid, that is 122 crores. So this is some extra thing we have done. So if we add this 122 crores in our surplus of 80 crores, then we are maintaining what we have been doing. Now, here next we come to a very, very important item, that for acquiring Kamarajar port, as we know that 2/3 of the stake was held by Government of India, 1/3 was held by Chennai port, and in March 2020, Chennai port acquired the 2/3 stake of Government of India in Kamarajar port, and that was valued at around 2,400 crores. So 600 crores was our own money, and we had taken a loan of 1,775 crores, which is to be paid over a 15-year period after 1 year moratorium up to 2036. But here we see a very, very good figure that already we have paid around 796 crores. So we are actually prepaying the loan also, and now outstanding is only 978 crores. And we are hoping that within the next 4 to 5 years itself, we will discharge the entire loan, which will be around 6 to 7 years before the due period. And apart from that, we are also constantly building our pension fund. So this year we contributed 102 crores towards our pension fund also. Now we come to the Kamarajar port. Again, there is a very strong growth in operational income, 6.44%. It has reached 1131 crores. This is our highest ever profit after tax, as I had indicated while giving the snapshot of the financial, crossed 3,000 crores. It's continuously increasing every year. Next slide, please. Now, what we have been working on towards our infrastructure upgradation and how we can interact better with our port users. So these aspects, 4 aspects, I'll be covering in the next slides. How we have improved the connectivity, which is very important for any port, how it is connected to the hinterland, capacity enhancements, as we will see. It is mainly in terms of storage area, etc. in checking port. But in Kamarajar, we are actually adding the capacity what we can handle, which is very logical. Then storage areas is a very, very important demand from our port users. We have been working on that. We have been refurbishing our godowns. We are now constructing new godowns, as I will be explaining. And some other aspects also will be examining. What you see here is basically artist's impression of the Seafarers Club in Kamarajar port. Because as some of you might be knowing that we are becoming Cape compliant. So a Cape size vessel can carry 160,000 tons of cargo. So it will take around 3 to 4 days in unloading. So we don't expect the seafarers to be on the vessel entire time. So they can come out, and this is within the custom bond area. So it's very easy, they don't need anybody's permission. So we are creating a lot of facilities here. We are coming up with badminton court, tennis court, library, business center, a restaurant, etc. And in future we'll be adding a swimming pool also. But that is not being done right now. So this is, and it's almost ready, as you will see in some photographs. Now internal furnishing, everything has to be done. Interiors have to be done. Next slide. So these are our infrastructure upgradations. Some of them we are doing in association with other agencies.
இந்த பகுதியை உங்களுக்கு வழங்கியவர்கள் வால்பாறை வரதன் ரிசார்ட். சுற்றுலா பயணிகளுக்கு ஒரு அரிய வாய்ப்பு. இனிமையாக பொழுதுபோக்க வேண்டுமா? அனைத்து வசதிகளுடன் இயங்கும் வால்பாறை வரதன் ரிசார்ட்டுக்கு வாங்க. குதூகலத்துடன் கொண்டாடிட்டு போங்க.